AVNation.tv. We are here in the Da-Lite booth at ISE in Amsterdam. We're here with Melissa. Melissa, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Second day of the show. We're rolling and rocking. Your booth is jam-packed as usual.
It is.
We found a nice little quiet spot to talk about some screens.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a couple of things. Obviously, you have expanded your ALR line and expanded that, so we should talk about that. But I really want to talk about this concept of 16K.
Yes.
And we were talking before we started shooting about how projection screens typically will last longer in an installation than, say, that projection technology, that projector will. Tell us why that matters, why we should be concerned about that, and also how things like 16K being ready for that matters.
Yeah. So backing up a little bit, a lot of times people will ask, does resolution, once you hit a certain point, does it even matter? 4K, 8K, 16K. At what point does it really matter? So when you start talking about optics and what your eyes can actually see, you go down to what they call a measurement of an arc minute, which is pretty small, but it's basically what kind of detail your eyes can see. So in testing with your vision, if you have 20/20 vision, you can see down to 1 arc minute, which means if you take like a 1 degree out of a circle and you divide it into 60, that's 1 arc minute. It's pretty small. Okay. So the resolution conversation actually does matter, and specifically when it comes to screens, as projection technology is advancing, you typically update your projectors more frequently than you do the screen. So we want to make sure our surfaces are going to last the test of time and be ready for the technology as it does progress. Okay. So we recently did some testing to make sure we are 16K ready.
Very good. When we start talking about ALR, that has been fairly hot the last couple of years. People are really excited about being able to reject light on their screens and run projection in more ambient rooms, whether it be residential or commercial, it really doesn't matter. They're looking to do that, not have that dark boardroom or that incredibly dark living room to watch something. You've had ALR for a while. What has changed in ALR?
Good question. So ALR, really talking about the ambient light rejecting technology. We've had parallax for a couple of years, which is a great product. We're really trying to expand that, and we are coming out with a couple new surfaces. So one of them is a HD progressive 1.1 contrast, which is basically a nice white, gives you a nice color fidelity, but also a bump of contrast. Okay. So we've added that to the line. The nice thing about that one is it's also 16K ready. And it can go as far as sizes. I mean, you're really limited by whatever your install is, not by what we can provide. Okay. So since we have our in-house team of chemists and we're formulating our surfaces, we just make them whatever the size we need for the install. And then also our HD Progressive 0.6. We've tested that. That's also got a great rating on ambient light rejection. It's got about a 53% ambient light rejection rate, where our Parallax 0.8 has a 96%. So you have some range there, but it allows you to go into large venue, anything like a wire line that's behind me. Right. So we are increasing that lineup, and we'll have another one coming out a little bit later this year as well. When
we start talking about ALR, that, again, from both standpoints, both commercial and residential, but kind of specifically residential, design is playing a huge portion in that, because we're seeing these go into more, family-oriented spaces, opposed to that dedicated theater room in the basement. How important does incorporating that kind of design philosophy into solutions does that mean for you guys?
It's very important. I mean, if you're going to put something in your home, you want it to match the space. You want it to look modern, or whatever that space is. You want it to fit well. You don't want to see some large things sticking out that you're not really sure what it is. I mean, we've grown accustomed to things like flat panels in our homes and things like that. But as far as thin bezels or even a frameless, we have our full vision, which is a wraparound surface with no frame. We have anything from traditional to that modern aesthetic. So you've got very thin bezels to no bezel to your traditional frame that gives the eye a point of reference for contrast, which can actually help in contrast. But it just depends on if you have a traditional space or a more modern space.
Very good. If people want to find more information out about all of the Da-Lite products, where do they do that?
Milestone.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more footage from the show floor or to learn more about AVNation, please visit AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.tv.